Institutions are also facing the crisis of governance. What do we mean by that? You do not have competent leaders who can provide directions to the educational institutions. People hold this notion that the chair can teach everything. Chair does not teach anything. A leader has to inspire, a leader has to motivate, a leader has to play the role model for the teachers. If the Vice Chancellor of a university does not pick up the chalk and duster and go to the classroom, he or she cannot command the respect of the fellow colleagues. But how many Vice Chancellors are there who are spending 6 hours or 7 hours in the laboratories? How many Vice Chancellors are there who are producing at least half a dozen research papers a year? Where are those leaders? There is a crisis of governance. There is also a crisis of resources. Shekhawat ji said that this university has got good amount from the University Grants Commission. University Grants Commission has its own limitations. Left to me, I am not talking as Vice Chairman, I am talking as a teacher, I am talking as an individual. The education must be the responsibility of the nation state at all levels. But if it has not happened for all these years, then the state should come forward. We have provided for 2,620 crores for 11th 5-year plan. It's not a small money. But that money is to be distributed amongst 517 universities which exist today and about 21,000 colleges. And therefore the share becomes very small. Now the biggest challenge before us as a nation is the kind of commitment that has been displayed by the central government during the 11th 5-year plan. That kind of commitment is not visible in the state system. That is the biggest challenge, and therefore we need to motivate. What does it mean? As an educationist, I would make an interpretation that the states are not willing to provide access to their children to higher education. And nobody can refute that statement. If they are committed, then they should come forward and commit greater resources so that Kamalji does not have to look up to the University Grants Commission for developmental activities. So this is the third crisis which we have been facing in our country. Central authorities, all authorities, be it a state authority or the central authorities, they are genuinely interested in optimizing the balance between the financial resources and the overall outcomes. I am aware of the fact that the cabinet secretary of a particular state summons all the vice chancellors, and in the meeting of the vice chancellors he says, because he is the cabinet secretary so he can do that, he says, I do not have money, but I want you to improve the quality of higher education. I am not happy with the quality of higher education of my state. You are the leaders, you must improve. How can they improve that? See the paradoxical situation. This is what is happening. Now they are interested, they are increasing, the leaders of educational institutions are increasingly held accountable. They are also expected to respond to the needs of the society. There's nothing wrong about that. They are also expected to use the public money in a responsible manner. Most of us land in some kind of a scam or the other because we do not know how to use the public money. I can use my money the way I like, but I cannot use the public money that way. And I do not throw my money. When I go to buy, अगर मुझे एक नींबू खरीदना है तो मैं 3 रेडी पे जाके पूछता हूँ प्राइस, एक गुस्सा भी कर जाता है बल्कि कहता है आपको खरीदना नहीं है, आप ऐसे भाव पूछ रहे हो. But when we are using the public money, I think we have to be much more cautious than whilst we are using our own money. Then they are also held accountable for maintaining excellence. excellence of three kinds: excellence in teaching, excellence in discovery, and excellence in engagement. I would not reflect on the first two, but I would like to reflect a little on the third aspect. Excellence in teaching is fine. I am paid and I am duty bound. I must teach. I must complete my course. I must also give 100% success rate to the Honorable Vice Chancellor. As a teacher, if I do not do research, then I cannot grow academically, and therefore I am also duty bound to achieve excellence in discovery. But the third thing, which is also equally important, we are not seeing that on the campuses of our institutions. What is that? Excellence in engagement. I have a fantastic chemistry lab, but my teachers, my students are not going and testing the soil of the farmers who are tilling their small land around the campus of this university. They are not testing the drinking water which is supplied even to the campus. Why can't we do that? Why should we not do that? What are we there for? We are social institutions. And if educational institutions are social institutions, they must create learning within that social context. And therefore, I would like to exhort upon you, if you are doing research in atmospheric research, why should you not create that kind of awareness amongst the school children? I was talking to the Honorable Vice Chancellor and Shri Shekhawatji a little while ago that universities are working in isolation, as if they have got nothing to do with their school education. How are you going to fill in your classrooms? Tell me that. If the transition rate at secondary stage continue to remain as low as 27%. In this country, only 27% of the children are graduating from class 12th of the relevant age group population I am talking about, which happens to be 9.40 crores in the age group between 14 to 18. How are you going to do that? And therefore, we have to, in order to become a fully engaged institution, I think we should know as to what is happening in the school system of all the 5 districts which fall under the jurisdiction of Amravati University. And why a professor of chemistry should not go and see how the atomic structure and molecular rearrangements are being taught to class 12 students. Now, this is let me come to some certain hard facts. What are those hard facts? The hard fact is that we are short of higher educational institutions in this country. When I entered into the campus, I saw children standing in the queue. Long queues, they were seeking admissions. This is the situation on every single campus of ours. The another thing is that we are severely deficit of quality institutions. Our private institutions are doing much better than public institutions, which is very bad. Why there should be that kind of a gap between a private institution and a public institution? The third thing is that the public funding is not keeping pace with growing enrollment. That is another hard fact. Another hard fact is that whatever expansion has happened in the last 15 to 20 years, it has contributed to an uneven and unbalanced growth of higher education. The expansion has happened only in the area of information and communication technology, medicine, and management. I don't think we need too many management colleges in this country. Everybody is moving with a necktie and a briefcase in his hand. We do not need those many managers. We need people with generic skills. We need specialists as well. I'm not undermining that. But the number of specialists has to be much lesser than the number of people having generic skills, because we have to support the system. We have to support the nation, and we have to support the world as well. The another problem is, the hard fact is the ambivalent attitude towards change. I do not want to change. I want to